everyone. My name is Sarah, if you don't already know me. Welcome to my channel. So, I post podcasts and regular videos, and you know what? Today is going to be a podcast day. It was supposed to be a what to do on a rainy day video, but you know what? I didn't get to that. I genuinely just sat and watched Dollface for a while. Anyway, so let's just get straight into it. In this podcast, I really want to talk about how my life has changed lately, like the good and the bad, okay? Because it's never going to be 110% good, okay? But I'm going to talk about the good and the bad of the ways that my life has changed lately, what I did for those changes to occur, and how those changes have, affected my life. So I have a list here. I have a list of positive and negative changes, and I'm going to I'm going to start with the changes for the better, okay? Because A, let's start this off on a positive note, and B, the causes that are kind of or the consequences that are for the worse are kind of reactions to the things that are for the better. You'll see. So, let's just jump right in. Number 1, my relationship with food. And this is for the better. I have noticed that my relationship with food has gotten a lot better since, honestly, just the past while. My relationship with food was not good from grade 7 to grade 11, I'd say. And in grade 12, I kind of started, in late grade 11, early grade 12, I started working on it. And now it's honestly at the best it's ever been. I have been gaining a little bit of weight recently, and I have had to learn to be okay with that. And you know what? I am so happy that I did, because I don't know, sometimes I'll be watching movies and shows, and the main character, the woman main character, will usually, or sometimes be, fuller, you know what I mean? She'll not be, stick skinny, and that's totally fine if you are stick skinny, but anyway, so I see her, and I'm like, you know what, it just makes me feel womanly, if that makes any sense. And I'm getting older, and so I'm like, okay, my body's going to be changing. And I've honestly just accepted that my body's going to change, and I just eat until I'm not hungry anymore. And I eat healthy, so it's all been going great. And I haven't really been scared to eat things like bread recently, which is very big, because bread was a massive thing for me for a while. And I've been able to eat sandwiches, and I've been able to, I love sandwiches. I think they're my favorite food, okay? Oh, I tried to burp and it didn't happen. Anyway. Sorry, I had to be Chewbacca. But anyway, so my relationship with food has been so good. How did I get there? You may be wondering. Honestly, my relationship with food, I have to stop saying relationship with food. Basically, it all changed during quarantine, and I just decided enough was enough. I was extremely unhealthy at this point. At this point, my problem wasn't with eating too little. My problem was with eating too much. So quarantine happened when I was in grade 10, I want to say. Anyway, so I basically got into quarantine, and I was like, I'm going to start working out and eating healthy, but I'm not going to allow myself to fall back into an unhealthy routine. I'm going to force myself to eat healthy and enough food before I start working out, so that I can learn to love myself and love my relationship with food, so that going into working out, I'm doing it healthily. Anyway, so that's how I did that. And it has resulted in me being able to eat more when I'm out with friends, being able to eat more in general, being okay with being full, accepting my body at all stages throughout the day, because your body is going to change throughout the day, okay? You're not going to have the same flat stomach and thigh gap that you do in the morning as the bloated / swollen kind of maybe puffy look you have at night. To an extent, by the way. Sometimes that can be unhealthy, but to an extent. Anyways, so that's that for that. The food thing, so good. Next thing is consistent and healthy in the gym. Or I am consistent and healthy in the gym is probably how I should have worded that. I have never been as, caring about my form, as caring about how, my gym routine is, in the terms of seeing how certain exercises do certain things to my body and switching it up based on that knowledge. And I don't know, I started going to the gym while I was doing Chloe Ting at the same time as everyone else was, and then I went into doing just leg workouts with my sister, and that lasted about a month until I was able to actually get into the gym, because this was also around COVID times when gyms weren't open. I got into the gym and I was only doing leg day and cardio, and I started kind of ego lifting, quote unquote. Okay, so I basically just lifted as much weight as I possibly could, and I was doing the worst form ever. And I stopped doing cardio for a while I was at the gym, and I was just doing exercises, and I was doing them all so wrong, way heavier weight than I genuinely should have been. And then I went through a phase where I was like, I'm like gaining too much weight, whatever, because during this phase I was almost like bulking, but in a horrible accidental way. And then I decided to just do cardio. And then I lost a bunch of weight again. And then I was like, okay, this is also not good. And I was also on like a calorie deficit, whatever, all this stuff. Calorie deficits, I don't personally recommend, but I also can't talk for everyone. So I then went to kind of just a long few months of trying to figure out what exercises I wanted to be doing, what exercises I liked best, trying to just find a routine that worked for me. And now, over the past 5 months, over the past 5 months, I have developed a routine that is perfect for me. I've started seeing results, eating protein, eating super healthy, and now I'm finally, I'm finally hitting that point in the gym that everyone talks about, where it stops becoming a chore, it stops being something that you're dreading. I'm now so excited to go to the gym, or just neutral about it. Like, obviously, people are going to have days where they don't feel like it. I didn't really feel like it today, but forcing yourself and disciplining yourself to get into the gym has been becoming easier and easier for me, and I am so happy. And I'm like, I don't know. Also, my boyfriend has been so, encouraging and motivating and supportive when it comes to me and the gym, and it's been amazing. And having that support system has made all the change for me. And honestly, I've never been more confident and happy in my own skin. And I'm not the smallest I've ever been. I'm not the biggest I've ever been. I am just somewhere floating around in there, completely accepting of who I'm becoming, and that is fantastic. And I kind of just explained how I got here, but honestly, it just came from trial and error, and then finally finding something that worked for me and being so excited about it that it stuck. And the effect that it's had is just happier, honestly, eating more, being happier, not thinking about how my body looks as much when I'm out in public, being more excited about going out and doing physical activity because I know I won't get winded going upstairs anymore, just stuff like that. And honestly, it's been phenomenal for me. The next point is discipline with money has gotten better. Now, this is not to say I have been saving money, let me tell you. And my boyfriend is probably watching this and thinking, Sarah, don't lie to the internet, okay? But he doesn't know that before I met him even, it was worse. I was occasionally, my mom's gonna hate this, I was occasionally transferring money from my savings account into my checking. I was spending money left, front, right, and center. I was just, honestly, if I saw something, say I was thrifting, I saw something and I was like, I feel like that's kind of cute. I bought it. But I didn't love it, okay? And lately I've been just buying stuff that I'm absolutely in love with. And I was at the bookstore today buying a journal, the one I'm using today, so that I can dedicate this journal to YouTube stuff. And, because I already have a journal, but it's personal, and I don't want to flood it with my YouTube video ideas, goals, whatever, stuff like that. So I just got this. Anyway, so I was deciding between two. One of them was $12 and one of them was $30. And the $30 one was beautiful, okay? It was beautiful. It had a code lock on it that you set up. Anyway, I bought the $12 one, okay? Because I was like, you know what? I don't care that it doesn't 110% match my aesthetic. It is the cheaper one. I know that I want this journal. Okay, I also have been working on want and need and understanding the difference and trying to focus on only things that I need, but it is really hard. So I've been buying either the cheaper alternative of something that doesn't need to be expensive, because there are things that need to be expensive and things that don't, okay? But anyway, so I bought this, and that's an example. So I've been working on only buying clothing that I love and feel confident in, and not clothing that I'm just I have the amount of money in my bank account to buy it, I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? So that's gotten way better. How I got there, honestly, just my mom getting rightfully so mad at me for buying too much stuff, and my boyfriend being like, but do you need it? And all of this stuff, which I needed to hear because I am a shopaholic, and it has made me feel more confident in my spending, and it has also made me have more money in my savings account, stuff like that. And that is honestly what I needed. Still working on it though. Still working on it. Anyway, my empathy has grown. That's the next point. My empathy has grown. And I have never been an unempathetic person, but lately, so I have noticed, okay, everyone is judgy. Okay, I'm just going to say it. Everyone is judgy. But I was kind of pretty judgmental. And I'm just going to admit that. Trying to get comfy. I was a pretty judgmental person for a while there. I was like judging people who were like any different. Like or judging, more basic people, or judging people that were like outwardly different, like just kind of challenging the status quo. What is going on with my blanket? Sorry, everyone. Oh, there we go. Cozy. Okay. Anyway, so whatever. I was just pretty much judging anyone. It also depended on what mood I was in, whatever. And then it's weird because if I ever like heard somebody I was hanging out with judge someone, I'd be like, you don't know them. Why are you judging them? But instead, I should really be doing that to myself. So lately, if I've seen strangers, like, say, super weirdly dressed up to go to, like, not weirdly dressed up. I want to change my wording. I'm trying to start now, not judging people. Super, extra, okay? And that's totally fine. That's not a bad word. Super extra dressed up to go to, like, a bookstore, which I did in my last vlog, by the way. But before then, if I had seen somebody do that to go to the bookstore, I'd be like, okay, like, why are you trying to be the main character? Like, what are you doing? Now, I literally went to the bookstore today, and I was just in my gym clothes because I had just gone to the gym, but I saw this girl, and she was wearing platform boots, a skirt, a scarf, a long-sleeve turtleneck, the whole works, and I was like, that outfit looks amazing. But before, I would have been like, ew, what is she wearing? And somewhere in between the ew, what is she wearing and she looks amazing, there was a phase of me hearing my thoughts and like realizing I was judging somebody for not really knowing them, and then being like, no, this is negative talk. This is going to not only affect you negatively, it could like somehow get into the universe and affect them negatively. Who knows? Like, you need to be more respectful and understanding and empathetic and not judge people. So I am kind of almost completely on the ooh, now she looks amazing side. But, we're getting there, okay? And it has been a journey so far, and becoming nicer is becoming more empathetic, becoming less judgmental, that's important, okay? And I feel like a lot of people in today's society are violently judgmental, okay? I'm just gonna say it, we're all self-centered. So that's something that we all need to work on. You listening or watching, you need to work on that too. Everyone needs to work on it. People are very judgmental. I'm not a fan. Anyway, so my drive and work ethic has increased so much. And so how do I explain this? So for example, YouTube channel. That's where you're listening to this. I have had a YouTube channel for over a year now, I think. Maybe. Actually, I don't think so. I've had a YouTube channel for some amount of time, and I think I uploaded my first video last June. Or May. Whoa. Burping, yawning, farting. Didn't fart. Anyway. Twerking. Anyway. So, I think I uploaded my first video in March last year, and I have not uploaded that many videos, and it's because I haven't had the discipline to record and edit, but for whatever reason, over the past month, I have been so excited about doing stuff like this, and my last video, I think, is honestly the start of something new. Like, while I was editing it, I was like, wow, this is a breakthrough. So, right now, before I turned on the camera and the microphone, I was laying on my bed watching Instagram Reels, because I don't have TikTok anymore, and I was watching them, and I was like, I know, like, I was supposed to be recording a rainy days YouTube video, but I really just don't feel up to walking around and doing activities, and I was like, maybe I can film a podcast, because I only have one up on my channel, and I want to start posting them just occasionally, like, maybe every other week is a vlog or a YouTube video, and then the other weeks are podcasts, and I think that would be a good balance. It would give me a break from editing for the period of time where it was going to be a podcast. Anyway, so I have become more disciplined when it comes to editing. editing my last video, I would be like, you know what, I don't really need to be watching this Netflix show right now. I could be editing. And I'd wake up in the morning and I would edit while I was like drinking my shake, edit while I was just kind of waiting to, you know, get woken up or whatever, and before I was able to go to the gym because I was too tired, whatever. Just stuff like that, and it has been amazing, as well as reading, drawing, writing. Like, I have written so much in my journal, and I'm so happy, and I have been drawing and sketching more frequently, and it's honestly, like, just changed my happiness so much. Like, genuinely, it has so much, and it makes me feel more accomplished. I no longer feel like I'm just wasting my days. Every single day over the past, I'm gonna say 2 months. No, I'm not going to say that. I take that way back. Every single day for the past few weeks, I have done something productive, even if I was relaxing 90% of the day. That could be, if one day I relax 90% of the day, that 10% could literally be doing the dishwasher and unloading the litter box. Okay? So it's like, I don't have to do an insane amount of things, but I am still getting at least one thing done every single day, and it feels so good. And if you're like, one thing, that's stupid. Well, it was a lot less than that before, okay? It would be like 5 days not getting anything done, 2 or 3 days of productivity, and then going back to being drained because it took so much effort to do those 3 days of productivity. Because I was like, it's almost like I was productive bombing myself. Like, you know how people love bomb? I was productive bombing myself, and it led to faster, more intense, long burnouts. And now my burnouts are like half a day, and it's amazing. So how did I get there? Honestly, that one I got there from absolutely hating most of my days and just saying enough is enough. And it has affected me by just making me even a happier person. I feel like the effects of all of these have honestly made me happier, but let's start to come up with more specific things that made me happier about it. So actually, no, let's do that for the next point. I got into a very healthy relationship recently, and we've been dating for a certain amount of time, whatever, and basically, that, I don't want to go into too much detail, because I don't want to just be one of those people who makes their content about their relationship. I mean, he was in my last vlog, but anyway, that's something new in my life, and it's for the better, 100%. But basically, I think that I have to plug my laptop in. Hold on. So you might be thinking, okay, Sarah, if you don't really want to post too much about your relationship, like, why are you talking about this on this podcast? He is a very big part of my life, and I genuinely think that 90% of the things that are on my For the Better list wouldn't be as good as they are. Like, they'd still be making progress, but I don't think really any of them, to be honest, any of them at all would be where they are right now if he hadn't come into my life. Like, I don't know. That's as much detail as I want to go in about it. But he just how did that start? We met, you know? And then how did that affect me? For the better in every single area. So, next one. Connection with the planet and nature and spirituality has grown, okay? I say this because I got some crystals. I went on a trip and I got some crystals, and I use them every single day. Like, I wrote about them in my journal every morning. I figure out which crystal I need for the day. I've been cleansing them. I keep my mookite in my plant. I don't know how to say it. Mookate or AITE. I don't know. I've been keeping my, or whatever. I've been cleansing them and clearing them of negative energy and doing the whole thing. I had a, mookite crystal in my bra while I was working out recently, and I had the best cardio day of my life. So, you know, riddle me that. But I didn't think that, like, oh, and the Mother Nature thing, or Mother Earth, or whatever, like, my plants, I'm not really grossed out by their dirt anymore. And I say this because I'll be going up to, I have, like, a pothos plant on my window, and I will go off and I'll, like, dust the leaves, and I'll talk to my pothos plant, and I'll be checking to see if their soil is damp, or if it needs water, or whatever, and I'm not, like, grossed out by plants anymore, and I used to be. For some reason, I used to be. And I don't know why this is, to be honest. I don't know what caused this, but I have just grown so much in my vibrations, in my energy, in my, like, caring about nature and plants and animals, and that whole, like, tree hugger type vibe. Like, I've really grown for that, and I've been going to the park recently, and there's this one specific tree that I sit next to, and I'm, like, fine sitting in the dirt. Sometimes I'll look down, and there'll be, like, an ant on my notebook, and I don't, like, kill it or anything. Like, I'm trying to work on caring for all nature and all animals or whatever. Like, I'm trying to actually put love and energy into these things. And it's been going really well. And I don't really know what caused this. Like I just said, I genuinely don't know what caused this. It might be the crystals, because they've just been making me try and connect with, like, spirituality and the universe and all this stuff. But whatever it is, I'm grateful for it. How that has affected me is I have been able to go outside more. I've been more independent. I have been more mindful while I'm walking around. If I'm not listening to music, then I'm focusing on my breathing, and I am listening to the sounds around me and, like, just taking in all the fresh air. And it's been really, really nice, and I would not give that up ever. I've also become more mindful and intentional, just, you know, as a person, like with my activities, with the content I'm consuming. Wow, I know, I remember when I was writing down these notes, I was like, I can't forget to talk about the content I'm consuming. I used to listen to true crime. I used to watch horror movies sometimes. I used to just, like, surround myself with TikTok and stuff like that, whatever. I've been way more mindful of the content that I'm consuming, and I don't consume music that talks about negative things. I don't consume TikToks that make me sad, or TikToks in general. I don't watch shows that I know put me in a darker mood or place or headspace. I don't really read sad books anymore. I mean, my books don't, I don't know what it is. Books don't affect me negatively in the slightest. So I'm not going to bring my books into this, but I have become so much happier. I didn't realize how much the content and media that you consume changes your day-to-day life. What was even the point? Oh, right, become more mindful and intentional. So I've become more mindful and intentional with the media I consume. With the food I'm eating, I'm like, okay, have I been eating veggies today? No? Okay, it's time to have some veggies. Doesn't matter if I want the veggies or not. If I'm hungry, I'm going to start my meal with veggies. I'm going to eat my cravings. That's a big thing. Going to eat my cravings. But I also eat my veggies. Like, I'm like, I don't like vegetables. I feel like I should put that out there. I don't, 90% of the time. But I have been just trying to really care about my body and be more mindful of intentional of, like, the things that I put in it, the things that I, like, surround it with, the words that I say to it, all of these things. And I started doing that because I realized that having this sort of connection with my soul and my physical self is so important and vital, and has affected me only positively. Anyway, so screen time is down at least 2 hours. I say at least because now my screen time is at around 4 hours a day. And if you're like, that's insane, my screen time used to be from 6 to 11 hours a day. 6 to 11. I had to give you a moment of silence for that one. So I don't understand how I was spending almost 100% of my awake time on my phone. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I have lowered my screen time. Right now, what I do to assist that, when I had TikTok, I had a 1 hour limit set on the app, so I can only be on it for 1 hour a day. Now that I have kind of honestly replaced Instagram Reels with TikTok, I have a limit on my Instagram for an hour and a half, because I also am on Instagram, like, talking to people, whatever, doing stuff like that. And I have, like, never, and I don't know what it is. I think it could be the fact that I've found joy in the activities that I genuinely love and are, like, happy and mindful. I think I found joy in those again, so I've been on my phone less in general. But, like, I can't believe that my screen time used to be that high. That's, like, insane to me. Insane! God. But, either way, it's way down. And this happened because I was just sick and tired of being on my phone. Like, the thought of being on my phone grossed me out. It, like, bores me. I just hated it. And that has affected me by, I don't crave my phone. I genuinely don't. It's not something that I crave. Sure, I get like mindlessly scrolling on Instagram sometimes, but I can easily put my phone down at any time now. And that is so good and so new and refreshing and just exciting, okay? And that has just, oh my God, I literally, I'm proud of myself. And it's okay to be proud of yourself, by the way. I'm proud of myself. So, round of applause for me. And then, I've been nicer to people. And if you're like, Sarah, what do you mean? Were you like a bitch? Yeah, kinda. Okay. And I say this in a very recent sense. I went through a great phase. I was nice, whatever. Then recently, I just went through a move, okay? Oh my God, my nose piercing is not sitting right. Sorry, that was attractive, definitely, for those of you who are watching. But anyway, so I went through a phase when I had just freshly moved, and like the few days before my moving and like a week or two after. So I moved in on February 1st, and it's currently March 23rd. So the first like week and a half, 2 weeks maybe that I moved, I was not being nice to other people. I don't know what it is. I just like, or was, I guess. I don't know what it was. I was so frustrated just with life that I just like, I genuinely just let it out on everyone else. And that was not okay. Especially my sister, actually. She can vouch for it. And I apologized to her. I literally felt so bad. I was like, she didn't do anything wrong. She is so nice. I don't know why I was just suddenly kind of a bitch to her. So I figured my shit out. I was like, I can't be this mean to people anymore. I need to be nicer. And I find myself slipping up. I don't make self-deprecating jokes, but I kind of have the humor where I like banter, you know? I like jokingly insulting people and them jokingly insulting me. I'm not like that with everyone. I just want to clarify. But some people take that in a more negative light, and that's totally okay. That's totally okay. I had this situation recently where I was just talking to a guy, and I said something, and I meant it in a very lighthearted way, but it did not come off as that, and that's my fault. And he basically told me that I was being mean. And I was like, I'm gonna be so transparent. I went to the bathroom and I cried. Because this was like a few days ago. And I was like, I was already having a really bad day, and I did not mean to do that. And because a few days ago, I'm still at a point where now I am way nicer than I was during that moving period of time. And so this was like, oh my God, like I'm still not as nice as I thought I was. And that scared me. So, and I'm taking accountability for that, by the way. I'm not saying that anything like, oh God, it's pouring outside. Anyway, so I just, I felt so horrible. I was like, I can't believe that I kind of removed myself from the person that I'm trying to be for that split second. And I regret it. And I apologized. And then while I was apologizing, he was like, maybe I was a little too hard on you. And then I went to the bathroom and I cried again. Because I was like, oh my God, no, I don't know. It was just, I was stressed out, okay? And I don't cry super easily anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. And so the fact that, anyway, so I just, that was a major setback for me that moment. And I honestly think that I just hadn't really been nicer to him, or it was a miscommunication. I thought that he would take it as a joke, and I have to stop assuming people take things as jokes, and I just have to be nicer. But either way, I had a minor setback, but I am still way nicer than I used to be to 99% of people. And that is a major, major step in the right direction. How did I get this way? My sister told me I'd been mean lately. And I was like, fuck, you're so right. And so I was like, I can't be mean to my sister. She did nothing wrong. And then I adjusted it, and now I catch myself before I'm being mean, or I notice myself being mean, and I apologize right away. And it feels so much better. And I hate hurting other people, so it is a very good idea. And honestly, getting rid of your victim mindset is a major role in that. Because I would be like, you know what, in this situation, I was the bad guy. So that means I need to be the one to apologize. I need to hold myself accountable. I need to take accountability. It is not a bad thing to say you're sorry and grow from an experience of being the bad person in a situation. Like, that's not bad. It's good. It shows self-growth. Like, you're not wanting to apologize and refusing to see, sorry, I'm so passionate about this, but refusing to see that you did something wrong is horrible. Like, you did something wrong, and that's okay in long terms, as long as you grow from it and don't do it again and don't have the intention of doing it again. Like, fucking put on your big boy pants and say you're sorry. Sorry, had to get that out. Anyway. Also, no longer stalking people's social media. I was constantly stalking just fucking whatever people, and I don't need to, like, there was people I didn't have the best relationship with, and I was, like, always looking at their socials, seeing if they posted, and then I was like, this is embarrassing, I need to stop, and then I stopped, and I do every once in a while find myself, like, opening my laptop to go look at somebody's socials, and then I stop myself. Wow, I don't know if you can hear how hard it's raining. That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, stop stalking people's socials. It's not healthy for you. I mean, the occasional look-see is fine, but if you're gonna let what their social media looks like dictate how you feel, that's not okay, and you need to stop. And how I started that is I realized that I was literally just, it made me think about these people more. It made them take up more space in my head, and they did not deserve that. They did not need that. So I was like, hey, you're done. And then stopped stalking, and it was amazing. Now we're moving on to the things that have affected me, or not things that have affected me for the worse, but kind of the things that are in a more negative light in terms of how my life has changed. So number one is I have a lot less people in my life right now than I used to. I used to have, these friends that were super into partying and outings, whatever. That's just not me. That's literally just not me. That's the whole thing. And that's totally fine. There was nothing wrong with these people. It's just that we didn't mesh well in that sense anymore, and that's fine. I'm literally just somebody who is not into drinking or smoking weed or doing anything like that. That's just not my scene. I wanted it to be my scene for a while, but I forced myself for it to be my scene, actually, but it's just not me. Okay. So, and that's totally fine, by the way. That's not judging anyone. It's just, like, literally for my own physical, personal self, I don't love it. But anyway, there's a lot less people in my life because I don't have toxic people in my life anymore. I don't have people that don't raise my vibrations. I don't have people that don't care about me. I don't have people who we don't mesh well. I don't force myself to be friends with people that I don't think make me happy. And so I guess it is for the better. But it is a little bit lonelier, and that's fine, because it has also caused me, so I guess it's not really for the worse. You know, I am happy with the people that I have in my life, like, endlessly happy with the people I have in my life, and it's just, like, not being able to just text someone and be like, hey, wanna hang out, and then just, like, there's not really many people that you can text for that anymore, and that sounds sad, but I like it. So, anyway, I'm not close, not like emotionally. I am no longer living close to the people that I love. So I did move, like literally 30 minutes away. Okay, so it's not even a big deal. But I did move, and I live like a 30 or 40 minute drive from a lot of people, and it just sucks because I can't hang out with the people that are still in my life as often, and that's annoying. But it's not that big of a deal. So, moving on. Stressful living environment. And I don't mean like my relationship with my mom or anything, because, like, for those of you who know, I live with my mom. But I just mean the fact that we just moved. We don't have a couch. We don't have, like, there's boxes still. It's not like a home yet. You know what I mean? We're working on it. So it's just a little bit stressful. And I've been spending a lot of time in my room because it's my, like, sanctuary. And being in the environment in, like, the living room and stuff right now kind of just stresses me out and overwhelms me. Because I feel like it's not my house yet, you know? And so I'm just trying to live with that. But it's just been a little bit not irritating, that's definitely the wrong word. Just a little bit, like, bleh. Like walking around my house because I'm like, this isn't where I grew up. You know what I mean? Anyway. Cause of that, moving. Consequence of that, just a little bit more stress, but that's kind of it. Anyway, hard to get to and from work. Yeah, so I still work where I used to live, and that's totally fine. The only reason I still work there is because I couldn't imagine not working there. I love the people and the environment like so much. That is where my closest friends are. And I love working there, but it is really far. So if I have to bus there, it's like an hour at least, and I have to leave super early. I'm late quite often, and I'm not going to sit here and say I wasn't late before. I am not a punctual person, and I'm not flexing that. I'm working on that, okay? So nobody comment, oh my god, excuse me, nobody comment and be like, Sarah, like, it's not flex to be not punctual, like, it's rude to other people. I know! I'm working on it. So that's kind of annoying. Anyway, and the very last thing on my list is my discipline to do work I don't want to do has gotten lower. So earlier I talked about how my discipline and work, like, wait, what words did I even use? Okay, my work ethic and drive had increased. So that goes in hand with discipline in my head. My discipline to do things like work that I don't want to do, like, say chores, or actually no, not chores. I've been doing pretty good with my chores, but like going out to work or applying to like maybe a second job out where I live now, or I don't know, I don't do my taxes, like just stuff like that. That has gotten so much lower because I have now disciplined myself to doing the things that I love and my hobbies that I love more. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so fun. I don't want to go back to doing the shit that I don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go to, like, I'm like, okay, now that I know, like, that's probably why I've been putting so much more effort into YouTube and, like, my living environment and my drawing and my reading lately, is because I was like, you know what, this is something that can benefit me in the future, and all I had to do was put in this work, and it's not even hard, like, it's fun. I just needed to discipline myself for a quick second to get to the fun part, and now that I know that and unlocked that in my brain, I am like, why do I even work? Do you know what I mean? The 9-to-5 life scares me, everyone. Anyway, so that's pretty much all for today's podcast, everybody. My life's been changing a lot lately, and you know what? You can take all of the for the better stuff, and you can put that in your own life. You can take it as advice, you can take it as guidance, whatever, because it truly, like, my life has changed so much. I'm at the best point I've ever been, if I'm being so honest with everyone. Right now, I am happier than I've ever been. I am, like, healthier physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, in every single way. And I am so happy, and I'm so grateful for the life that I have, and I've been journaling gratitude. Like, everything is good. Everything is okay. If you could toss your problems, or if you had to toss your problems into a pile with the rest of the world, I guarantee you would take yours. If you were, like, tossing them in a pile and picking someone else's, I guarantee you'd take yours. So, just gratitude for what you can. Be thankful that you woke up. Be thankful that you have health. Be thankful that you have a roof over your head. Be thankful that you are able to even just watch or listen to this. Like, be thankful for everything that you can possibly be thankful for. Be grateful for everything that other people have given you, that people, like, you need to be grateful. And you need to be thankful. And you need to do that to yourself, to others, to everything. And then, you know, who knows? Maybe you'll just fall in love with your life. And I hope that you do. Anyways, thank you all for listening. You are amazing, and you're beautiful, and you're smart, and you have no reason to doubt yourself, and everything's going to be okay, and I love you all, and you mean the world to me. Thank you so much for 341 subscribers. You are all perfect. Mwah. I love you. Goodbye.